Hello, everyone. Hi. We are back. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Wolf Pup. Welcome to the stream. We are back with the letter. And last time we finished off, we almost killed Hannah. I almost broke down because I was respecting her so much throughout her whole scene. But we left off with our favourite boy, Zachary. So, let's begin. Hopefully the sound is all good. If I am too loud or too quiet, let me know. If the game sound is too quiet or loud, let me know. Best boy! I also have my drink, so make sure you have your drink with you. Gotta hydrate, you guys. The pleasant Ulma hits me long before I cross the threshold. Oh wait a minute. Okay, let's see everyone's relationship. Oh yeah, Luke goes down. That bastard. Ash is pretty good. Oh, best friends with Isabella. Oh, I think that's because of us. When we played Isabella, we grew their friendship. So Isabella is very good friends with Hannah. He likes Marianne. Haven't really spoken to her. God dang, Isabella is so high. Yeah, I think it's because we played as Isabella at the beginning, and he was best boy. Best boy. You gotta love best boy. I was spoiling him, and even with him, I think everyone's gonna have high on Zachary, but I don't know if I can make Luke like him. I hope I can. Okay, Rebecca, normal, Ashton. It's only them two, they have changed. Okay. Faint but light and warm. A reminder of what home is. Past stern but commanding gaze. Mars' tender smiles and the sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning. Luke got lower and lower with each people we got. Really? So, low. Yep, got low. Low. I think everyone would have him as low, besides Hannah. And the decent smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks from the room. The room, our room, Ma and Pa's pride and joy. My sister and I too, eventually. But we ain't alone here. Not yet. Not until we're tall and older. Not until we learn how to take care of ourselves and not burn our hands or reach the cupboards without having to be lifted.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
The floorboards are cold under my feet more than it usually is, and the walls more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing increases and Pa...
No, please wait.
Oh.
I'll be good. I'll sleep on time. Don't go.
Aww. I can't hear Pa. Oh my god! I wasn't expecting gunshots. I wasn't expecting that. By the way, warnings! Remember the warnings, as always. Very serious topics. Racial, all the beyond. So do not watch if you're not comfortable with that. That's my quick warning. Oh god, the terms. Not above the ridiculous clanging and the deafening roar of gunshots, not the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. There's only the binding fear. Got to have some trauma to get to best boy. Yep. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and fragile. The blood that drips in my hand is warm, warm, warm. It ain't my blood, oh god. The wall trembles and everything goes quiet. Well, that's depressing start. Oh. We're awake. We're like, oh, bonk. Bonk! It takes a few moments for everything to fall into place, for my eyes to adjust to the reality darkness of the room. Okay, it was a dream. Despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, my shirt is clinging tightly to me and my blanket a strangled mess around my throat. Morning has not even arrived, and yet...
Way too early for this thing, man.
Oh God, I love you, boy. And too long. Too long since the last I've woken up drenched in my own sweat, head littered with thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes are open. All too often, only imprints and brief images are left to haunt me for the rest of my day, or until my mind forgets about it. It dread whatever comes up first, yet, vivid or not, what little I can remember does not matter. Regardless, the desperation sticks, clawing up, urging me to relieve every moment, every sensation, and there's a twinkle in Ma's eyes when she looks up from her work. Guinea pigs are making noise, my God. Floor dusting her nose and cheeks. The scent of fleshly baked bread wafts from the oven as soon as Pa opens it, and the homely frankness of honey fills the room. He reaches up to wipe the small bead of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing for me to come out closer, the moment he spots me on my little hiding place behind the door. I expected him to be angry, but he patted on my back when I came with his arms reaches encouraging enough. We'll have to taste those first before we put it to the sale tomorrow. You're up for it, little man. Is it good enough? A knock cuts through the air before I can answer. Sharp, heavily demanding, familiar. So distantly familiar. Ma hushes me out of the kitchen when Pa moves to open it. Answer it. But I know what waits outside. The police. The taste of blood in my mouth sends an unpleasant churning in my gut. Ma's apron crinkled under my tight grip. Damn. Something snaps back into place. My bed remains in a utter distract. The walls still need a new paint job, and the wall clock ticking opposite my bed is unsettling as ever. Ash is right. I should have already replaced that when I had the chance.
You're no longer there, Zachary. Here and there are miles apart.
No.
Calm down. Breathe.
The pressure of my own fingers against my temple is a welcome sensation over the anxiety gripping me. It never really did anything to stave off the headache, sure to follow after this but it grounds me. A little reminder that I am safe, away from the place I once called home, from Ma and Pa's. The urgency with each rap that follows finally chases away the ghost threatening to hang around. Why anyone think it's a good idea to knock at someone's door at this late confuses me. Nana would chase them all away with a broom if she was here. But no matter, it's a welcome break from the thoughts about to take a morbid turn if left festering. It's probably just Ash anyway, looking for a place to freeload crash. Looking for a place to crash. Wonder of wonders why he's bothering with the country when he never did so before. Even with that hunch, though, habit compels me to check who it is first, the peephole. Better safe than sorry, they say. Except the person that greets me on the other side ain't him. Unless his hair grown longer now he started wearing a ponytail, of course. Which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, no matter how funny that looks in my head. I waste no time opening the latches.
Isabella.
Before you died, hun. Before you died. There's something I can't quite pinpoint in her eyes when she looks up. Her face is pale shade, shoulders tense, breathing heavily, and an uncontrollable shaking in her hands she's trying to hold back. Hide if I didn't know any better.
Hey, Zach. Sorry, I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but
Ooh.
you were the closest to my office, and...
No, no. It's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now. Do you want to come in?
Is it all right? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I thought...
You need to tell him what happened. You and Mr. We killed you.
I'm sorry, I just thought...
We killed her.
I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and... Sorry.
She trails off, her voice lost in the muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead, her only response is to downward shift on her gaze, back to her still trembling hands as emotion alone is enough of explanation. A motorable gesture, easy to miss if one is not paying attention. But for someone who has seen the same expression on the mirror, done the same thing too many times when night terrors are invincible, it is not.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it. I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal. Besides, you already know you can count on me whenever.
Aww. Without waiting for her answer, I stepped away from the door and slotted over to the kitchen kettle. For a few good seconds, only the clicking of the plates can be heard from the constant tick-tock. Late as it may be for a snack, the familiar motion keeps me occupied, steering my mind away from dangerous thoughts. I'm wondering how she ties her hair. I'm not sure. Probably a bobble? I need to look at her again. Isabella's company is not unwelcoming either. Whatever her reason for showing up here at such an hour doesn't matter. I'll be damned if I just turn her away, fuzzled as she is. The door clicks shut behind her when she finally enters, feet scuffling softly against the tiled floor. In all the years I've known her, she has never once lost her ever unbeat spirit. Yet, in this particular moment, as she stands in my doorway holding her arms close to herself, it's as if I'm looking at someone completely redrawn from the person I've come to know for those years.
Do you want to drink or eat anything?
Oh. I think she just has a bubble, not gonna lie.
I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please. Thanks, Zach.
Aww.
What? No additional food requests?
Oh yeah, it kind of does. But I don't know if it's because she's facing sideways slightly. Because she's not facing us straight on, she's facing that way.
That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway. Feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry, new freelance gigs and such. Didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Usually she'll have something more to say about that. A quick and witty remark to provoke a laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. Only a weak smile before she takes a seat on the couch and silence that stretches out until what we are left hanging feels disconnecting. Before anything turns stifling and awkward, I continue talking, if only to keep the dead air at bay. How's one supposed to keep a conversation going when the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, gigs. Can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my schedule shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property. Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world. The world itself moves for you, huh?
She crawls up in one side of the couch and hugging her knees close when I bring up the tray carrying the sandwiches and the water she requested. Damn, this guy looking so pretty. I agree. She starts to straighten up as I unload the content, but pauses as soon as I hold up my hand in a halting gesture.
You're a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water. Careful.
The tremor in her hands, though, lightens now. It still hasn't subsided when she reaches out for the glass. I give her a questioning look, but she is quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself obfuscated by taking small gulps of water. Or maybe she just doesn't want me asking questions. Worrying. This sudden loss of words, this about to quiet but normally present in our chats. Even the creaking of the old chair when I right click. See is welcome break. Although the company familiar, this has gone way past unnerving.
What happened? Overtime at work?
She doesn't answer immediately. Another gulp drained her glass as its remaining contents. One would think it is enough to help her recover, yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles it in her lap. Her eyes takes an unfocused gaze when she speaks again. Yeah.
Yeah. Boss handed me extra work today. After what happened to Rose.
Rose? Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before?
Oh my god, she died.
Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
She was my coworker. That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something? I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
It's not like you're gonna curse him, so you just say what happened at work. The thing is, she's already cursed them. Zachary is already cursed. Okay, you saw the letter. She better tell them anyway, because they need to know what's happening. Something clicks then. A little memory from the night before. The bright light from the dark room, the strong odor of the stop bath, the television barely audible mumble in the background, the glimpse of a bloody room. See, he has had some nightmares right here. This is what's been going on when we're not with him. The news is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think its effects will strike someone this close to me.
Oh, damn. I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope it will. Things might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished, and I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works. Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest. Even the most hard-working people I know don't keep hours as late as this.
Tell him about the
Hell,
woman.
the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
It's just for today.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night. Who knows what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could accompany you home if you...
No! Wait, please!
She doesn't want to go home alone. Isn't Rose alive, or was that a different person? Okay, so technically, we never found the body. There's no body. But people are saying on the news that she has died. She ain't answering her phone. She's just, poof, disappeared. Gone. From I've remembered is, I think there was a moment of saying, that there's a chance of them being alive. And we could bring them back. They just got taken, but there's no proof of them dying or they are dead. I don't know. I hope she's not dead, but at the moment they think she is. The vehement tension in her voice makes me pause, and it is instant the mask she's been keeping up falls apart, if only for a short while. Right then and there, I understood what's hiding behind her unfocused stare from the moment she arrived. Fear. Poor, untreated fear. It is disturbing to see such a mirrory her usually unbeat conscience. Yeah. With a sigh, I cross the small distance separating us and kneel in front of her. She doesn't flinch when I do so. However, the way she appears to make herself smaller against the couch is telling me enough.
Bella, this ain't just about your coworker, is it? What is it really about? I'm all ears.
Oh, fuck! The sound of glass shattering rents through the air as soon as I hold on it looses. In the span of a few seconds, her breathing goes labored.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
She claps her hands over her ears, pressing it tightly against the side of her head. Her voice grows weaker with each word, each please coming out of her mouth.
Please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now. I can't shake it off. Everywhere's not safe and...
All right, Isabella. Look at me. Look at me.
My hands are firm on her shoulders when I pull her up to look at me. It takes every force of will to ignore the terror in her eyes in favor of taking control of the situation. Too close, too similar.
Breathe. Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Stay in the present. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, I love the little shake. The force with which she shakes her head is enough reason to drop the topic altogether.
No more. Please. No more. I don't want to remember anymore.
Kate, no more talking. I won't ask anymore. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? I think I have a tub of that pistachio ice cream you love so much. We're gonna have to clean this mess first. Will you be fine on your own for a little while?
No. She just said, oh yeah, green flag, best boy, best boy. She's just said, don't leave me alone. And he's like, will you be okay to be left alone for a bit? Yeah. She nods slightly before retreating into herself again. The more words that are exchanged after that, and I take that as my cue to start cleaning the straw littering the floor before either one of us gets hurt. The quiet hum of the AC is a pleasant distraction as I go over to the mental task. More as her ragged draws a breath or my little feeble attempts to tell a quick story or two. But the later does the trick. And soon enough, she has already drifted off by the time I returned with the promised glass of water, her chest rising and falling in a steady rhythm, the stain on her shoulders gone. Frankly, I've never seen her like this. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I carry her to the empty bed and hug herself tighter against the mess of the blanket. In spite of the fact that she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face hasn't quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope it won't stay long with her. Because no matter what promises I've made, this is the kind of fear no person should shed her from. I should know. There are still questions left to be answered. But the late hour coupled with the sudden exhaustion, I keep right-clicking, made my old couch a more comfortable bed than it typically is. Ooh. Okay. So, this is before... Oh, wait. So... Yeah, it was right after. So... Has... I'm trying to see if Zachary has met Hannah by now. I don't think so. I don't think he's met her yet. So he hasn't met Hannah. This is all Hannah. So he hasn't, we haven't like been with Hannah then. Darkness immediately welcomes me as soon as my head hits the makeshift pillow. I can only wish for the dreams will keep at distance now. For both of us. Okay. So it's Tuesday 25. 25. So we are here. A few first notes, well muffled, are enough to wake me. In the end, it became one of those nights where sleep passes like a blink and it's plagued with a version fuzzy thought. I lift a hand to rub away the drowniness from my eyes, although it does a little to receive the gritty, burning sensation from my eyelids. Outside, the sun has yet to peek over the horizon, but night has already given way to the cool morning light, washing everything in subtotal grey hues. At this hour, the entire city remains unstrangling. Undulatingly waking up before my own alarm means abusing the snooze button twice, just to catch those previous few extra minutes of sleep. But the present ringing makes it impossible now.
This better be good.
Groggily, I crumbled for the bed, sitting at the foot of my bed. Ash! The ringing still hasn't stopped, even I fished the phone out, and Ash's name flashes brightly on my screen when I turn it on. Must be pretty urgent if he hasn't dropped the call yet.
Took you long enough, Z-Man.
Ashton, it's 6 in the morning.
6 in
Sun
the
hasn't
morning.
even risen. Hell, my brain ain't even awake yet. Stop calling me Z-Man.
It's 20 past 6, Zach.
You want to talk? Give me back my 5 extra minutes, Ash. I want my sleep.
Hey, don't make fun of me. I can be a more person too if I want to.
What's this all really about? You don't usually make calls around this hour. Is the world ending today?
Yes.
Sorry about that. Becca rang me up a few minutes ago looking for Isabella. Said she didn't show up in her own apartment last night. We both tried calling, but her phone seems to be off. Do you have any idea where...
I should have known you two would come looking for her first thing in the morning.
Not a laughing matter, Zach. You can't really let your guard down with everything that's happened here recently. You've heard about the Cooper one from the news. Everyone in the precinct has been restless ever since the incident the other day.
I'm being attacked by a fly. Sorry about that. I'm being attacked. A damn fly started like attacking me.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Listen, Ash, about Bella.
I let my voice trail off, unsure of how to go about recounting last night. If I should even say anything to him. He might be a close friend, but at the end of the day, whatever bothering her ain't mine to speak of in the first place. On the bed, Isabella remains as still as when I transferred her from the night before. Sometime during her sleep, she pulls up a blanket over herself and tucked into the comfortable. Like this, it's easy to forget the horror in her eyes and how much her hands and lips trembled. Save for her firm grip on the edge of the cover, she appears nearly as normal as the would any other day. Almost.
I'm not really sure how to go about this while being...
Zach, what about her?
Something. The worrying, the concern must have surfaced in my tone because his own shifts then. Carefully, as he's preparing for the worst.
Look, you don't have to worry about her. She's with me right now. Since last night, in fact.
Oh, why didn't you just say so earlier?
Because we want to make you sweat.
She kind of knocked in the middle of the night. I couldn't possibly wake you two over that. And with how things are when she arrived, I thought it'd be best if I let her rest first. I just wasn't expecting people would be looking for her before the rooster even crows.
You could have at least called her something. Becca's beside herself with worry when she found out. You know how much she frets about the smallest stuff.
I know. I'm sorry. That was a lapse on my part. And I just didn't think... Okay, you know what? Rebecca's worries ain't completely baseless. Isabella hasn't been her usual self since the movie. Maybe even before that. I don't know if I should be opening my mouth about this, but Bella didn't outright say I shouldn't, so...
So something's wrong then?
I'm not quite sure, to be completely honest. I couldn't get the story out of her.
Really? I thought you'd learned something from me by now.
Yeah.
That's not it. Ash, when she appeared at my doorstep last night, she was shaking, and when I tried to ask her about it, she just panicked. Had this frightened look on her face. I'd be surprised if this was the first time I've seen it, but it ain't. Dude, the first time, she was screaming.
First time? When was this? You weren't talking about the thing in the movie house, are you? Because that was just us fooling around. Granted, I think I went overboard with the joke, but...
No, it happened the day after. When she invited us to lunch, you weren't there. We were walking one second, and then the next, she's crying out. I'll be straight with you. That scared me shitless.
It bothered him, if the way he falls silent after it is telling. But wherever his opinion is, stays absent from his voice. When he speaks again, he's always been good with that, hiding what he thinks.
Did she say anything else?
Nothing. Won't tell me anything aside from a few vague words. I didn't want to push it.
Where is she? Is she still sleeping?
Right here with me, still sleeping. Should I wake her up or something? Let her know you guys are looking for her?
No need. Let her rest. I'll drop by in a few.
Today? Don't you have work at this time? I mean, I can drop her off home myself before meeting my client later.
Look who's talking.
My schedule's flexible, Ash. Last time I checked, you're the one who didn't have that luxury. How on earth do you think I'm able to tag along when you need me?
It's not completely out of the way.
They live on the other side of the town from you, Ash. Your definition of out of the way is a little screwed up, you know.
It's fine. I have some things I need to do anyway. I'll call you back. I've got to let Becca know that Scared Cat's fine. Bye.
He drops the call before I can even get a word in, and 7 minutes after, I find myself simply listening to the rest of the Lux Bunch ruse. Ash. The increasing sound of passing traffic, the bustling of the nearby shops preparing for the day, and the growing clamor of the people while they go about their morning. Not the most soothing sound to hear following a troubled night, but the routine puts me at ease nevertheless. What's comforting, what's safe, and I'm used to. Nearby, Isabella shifts but doesn't wake, blissfully unaware as the city slowly stirs itself back to life. Was her night as restless as the one I had? Were her dreams as lucid? In a hushed moment like this, I envy her. Guess who? Hello. Welcome to the chat. Now I can't read. Unreasonable. Probably a little unfair to say much in light of last night. If only forgetting is as easy as breathing. Hello. A small yawn escapes me when I raise from the couch to stretch. Luckily, the short conversation with Ash has eventually driven away any will to go back to bed. I still have a day to get through despite the proverbial ghost hanging around. Pills? Orange pills. The orange bottle sitting at the edge of the table, irregular against my palm. The instant I pick it up, the steadily odor of the Casper... I can't read, fuck. Yet the way they carry is something I've never gotten used to. Years ago, I'll spend minutes, heck, even hours staring at a single pill picrew to taking one in. Pills! We love... No, I can't say that on Twitch. Pills! Nom 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 nom. Now it's just a routine, a way to starve off the unwanted nightly visits. Although I don't think Dr. Navarro will quite pleased if he ever finds out I'm relying on them again. I do owe him a visit, regardless, especially after missing our appointment on purpose and ignoring his calls for weeks. Another sigh comes out, tired and weary. Then I pop the tablet into my mouth. The game is called The Latter. It's a choice matter game. It's a horror which I am terrified of. But the storyline is so good. We almost killed 2 of our characters, but we luckily saved them. It's a choice game. It sounds really good. It is really good.
Zach? What time is it?
I'm a big fan. Even though I'm scared of horror, I like it. It became one of my favorite series to do. The bottle in my hand hits the table with more force than necessary. As much as I... Oh, thank you for the follow! We have lost 69! No! Let's clap. We lost 69. It's a sad day, but thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Damn, the 69 is gone. Thank you, thank you. I'll have to update it after I finish the stream. But thank you for the follow. I am doing the heart sign in my room. There we go. As much as I trust my friends, there are some things I'd rather keep to myself. Ah, so he has pills that he's relying on, but his friends don't know.
Morning, Bella. Did you sleep well?
She answered the question with a long, drawn-out yawn, one reminiscent out of a child. A chocolate mentioned to come out of my mouth at the sight. I was gonna follow no matter what, to be honest. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, thank you. In this manner, it's easier to mistake her for someone too young for responsibilities. Inexperienced and immature even. Easy to forget he was thrust into the role of an adult earlier than her own dreams can afford. To overlook how surprisingly absurd as he can be at times. Just a shame the stream is in English. Oh, sorry. I can only speak English. And I can only understand English, so sorry. Maybe not on the same level of Ash experience for his investigation or Rebecca needs of her own work, but it's certainly enough to definitely put what sees around her on canvas. And if the way her eyes flicker to the table and my hands say something is that I won't be able to afford the questions this time. I'll teach you Japanese at college. I don't have time. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm down to learn a couple of words. I know nani is what, and kawaii is cute, and oh god, nani, kawaii. That is literally the only 2 words because of anime. Your pronoun is very British. That's okay. I am very British. I will treat you better, don't worry. Thank you, thank you. And if in the way her eyes flickered to the table... Oh, I already read that.
Only a little. I don't remember how I ended up on the bed, though.
We carried you.
You didn't look very comfortable sleeping on the couch, all hunched up like that.
It would have been enough for something temporary. Sorry I stole your bed.
No, it's okay, darling. Zach is the best boy.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Besides, what kind of gentleman would I be if I leave a lady sleeping in such uncomfortable conditions?
A green flag. Green flag. Oh, Zachary, my beloved.
Not in this house. My nana will give me a tough scolding if I ever did that, I'm telling you.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I know I barged in at a very inconvenient time last night. I wasn't really thinking when I did, and...
Hey, it's cool, Bella. I ain't mad at you. That's what friends do. You guys are welcome here anytime. Although Ashton abuses the anytime part a lot. I don't really mind.
God damn it, Ash.
We might have less wiggle room if all 4 of us are present, considering the size of this place. But as long as no one makes anything explode, it's totally fine.
It's a sleepover.
Fine or not, I still owe you one for last night's trouble, especially since you don't seem to be...
A concerned expression passes over her featured as he spares another curiosity glance over the table, back at the bottle holding very small piece of what keeps the bad memories at bay. The blood blooming over Pa's heart, the horrified look on Ma's face, and he watches him fall, lifeless, to the ground, and every winch of a spirit sleeping from the stranger's smile. What the fuck? They were smiling? You don't belong here. You... Oh! Oh my god! I'm not reading. Oh. Oh, Oh my god. It never stops, does it? Oh, I hate that. My Pokemon fainted. Damn it. Oh, I'm so sorry about your Pokemon.
Well, you don't seem to be feeling well.
I need a drink. Just that alone, that was enough to, like, very sad. Goddamn racist people out there.
Let me know, okay? I'll make it up to you somehow.
She makes a slight gesture with her hand towards the bottle, asking a question without really asking. Subtlety has never been one of her greatest absurd, but right now, even Ash would have been a little amazed, if not at loss of words at that. She has left it up to me whether I'll give her the response she wants to hear or not. What Pokemon you playing? Play it off, tell the truth. Okay, Zachary, you are a blessing. You are a blessing. You are going to tell the truth because you are an honest man, and I feel like she will respect you way more. Tell the truth, honey. Yes! Tell the truth, honey. That's what I say. Reversing my 2013 Pokemon Y save. Ooh, I have the Pokemon X. My sister has the Y, I have the X. But it's never easy, isn't it? Talking about my own problems, that is. It will never be, not for a long shot. Not when I've let it stay this way for so long. You have Pokemon, BJ. We need to have a playthrough together someday. The thing is, I haven't played it for so long that I feel like I would have to reset it and redo it because I don't know when or what I'm doing on it now. I feel like I might have to reset my Pokemon save. But I do like that Pokemon game. I think I got stuck on it. But I love I love Pokemon. I would stream Pokemon, but it's on like my Switch and I can't stream on my Twitch with it. I don't know how. I realized that long ago when the wounds are still fresh and the dreams are innately acquired. You can't focus yourself to get better or move on a better thing. I see to fight God in Ursus. I'll teach you can't battle if you want. Yes, please. Yes, please. It is what normal people are now, and I can only cope. The question in her eyes may be unwarranted, born simply out of curiosity and sincere concern for a friend. I don't own her an explanation, in fact. But of all the people I keep close in my life, she's probably one of the very few who perhaps I can trust with this. I send you memes about Pokemon, about how they fight. Okie dokie. I will check on that after the stream. Maybe she won't understand intentionally. I can never hope she will. No, never to the full extent. Like how dragon type can weaken dragon type. Oh, really? I did not know that. Did not know that. That alone is expecting too much of her and giving too much of what I can. However, for all her shortcoming, I know she'll hear me out. And that is all I can ask for her.
My bad. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't have seen me with these.
The pill rattled lightly against the container when I gently set it back as I usually place. Always a small area closer to my laptop near the right hand. Within reach, wherever, and a quiet reminder of what I shouldn't miss every day.
What? Oh, is it bad? I was just thinking that maybe it's a cold like Becca's. Do you need me to get anything from the store? Soup or something? There's one nearby, right? I can run real quick and...
No, nothing of that sort. I'm perfectly healthy right now. It's really difficult to say, but... Can you promise me you'll listen at least?
What is this about, Zach?
I should have been upfront with you about this a long time ago. But Ashton found out without me telling him anything. But you already know how that guy is. Can't hide anything from him.
If it's something you're having trouble saying, you don't have to force yourself to tell me. I'll forget I ever saw anything and won't ask questions. Promise.
No, I need to get this off my chest eventually. Besides, we're already here. Might as well finish what I started, yeah?
Yeah!
If you say so.
She takes a seat on the couch, her posture easy and open, her smile honest, as if this is a simple talk between two friends on a regular basis. It is far from one, but her unreserved air is enough to stomp down on the twinkle of unease that threatens to come up.
Let's hear it then.
As he does. True to her words, she listens while the story spills out of my mouth of my pa and ma, that little old diner across the pond, and what is left in me that day. I can't recall most of it now. My own account dragged from a few missing details here and there. The passing years have echoed most of my recollection of the whole incident, all except for that one moment in the kitchen. The ringing of gunshots survived as it sounded that day. Even Ma's hesitatingly screams at the moment Pa's body hits the floor motionless, his lifeblood flowing out from under him. And the gunman. He was smiling. He was smiling when Pa opened the door to welcome him. He was smiling when he put that bullet in Pa's chest and Ma's head. I've heard stories of how the world can be a cruel place for people like us before. I've never believed it until that moment.
Nan and Gran took us right after that. Sis and I flew straight to New Jersey as soon as they heard the news.
This is what they are saying in Japanese language. Welcome here. Welcome here. If so, what language is?
A few days after, Ma and Pa were laid to rest. And we have a new home a continent away. I didn't even get the chance to take my favorite pillow with me. They said something about the change of environment will be good for us. They had no idea the different kind of ghosts would follow me here.
I expected questions, mostly those brimming with childlike, misclick, curiosity, and maybe some that are a little too hard to answer. But to her credit, she's just sat there, lent her ear, and looked at me with no expectation or unnecessary judgment in her eye. She appears wiser and older like this, easier to see the breadwinner in her. Her younger siblings are lucky to have her. When I'm done, after everything had been said, she wraps her arms around me, a bit awkward considering the gap in our height, but it gets her sentimentally across. But it's difficult to answer this in kind, but if I am even supposed to reciprocate the gesture given my earlier approach Henson, she pulls away shortly with a smile on her face. Not the reaction I braced myself for, but it is obvious better than what I imagined.
Are you not gonna say anything?
Am I supposed to say anything after? Like, apologize or something? I don't think that's very appropriate, but if you want to hear one, I can think of something real quick.
Not really. Other people have something to say after usually. And they're not necessarily nice either.
Oh? Okay then. I won't. I can't think of something anyway. Sorry. I'm not very good with this. Who else knows, by the way?
My older sister, grandparents, and just Ash and you for now. Maybe I think I should tell Rebecca too.
Yeah,
but...
tell everyone, because if you don't tell everyone, the one person who doesn't get told, they'll find out and be like, why you haven't told me?
But not right now?
Yeah, not right now. When I'm ready.
I'm sure she'll
Oh,
be
I
willing
clicked
to hear
too
you out
fast.
once you do.
Oops.
I don't doubt she will. I'm more afraid of how she'll react after. One step at a time, yeah?
Yeah.
Phew. Surprisingly, it feels good to get that one out my chest. I was a little afraid you'd be angrier. I didn't tell you earlier than today.
I'm not angry. I'm just surprised. You didn't look like it. I wouldn't have suspected. I suppose that's how it often is, isn't it? We all have our... what's the word Becca uses? Inner demons?
And the demons. We all have demons, and demons are fucking following you guys.
But this is something personal to you. I understand why you'd rather have a few people know.
That too. Well, these past few weeks haven't been easy for you. I didn't want to add that. Not after last night.
Something passes in her face, brief, fleeting, and disappears right before I can recognize what it is.
You okay?
Yep, no worries. I'll be fine. Look, about last night... Never mind. This isn't a good time. But don't lose sleep over this, alright? What's important is you got what you want to say out. And if you need me, I'll be here.
I should be relieved. Her words are more than reassuring to my ears. There should be comfort in hearing those alone, in knowing I have another person to rely on if things ever go bad. But somehow I find myself worrying more for her instead. I'll make another attempt to get the story out of her if I can. But this is a dance I know all too well, and with her, I doubt facing her to say anything would yield any result. As much as I want to imitate Ash, there's only so much I can ask that won't result in something a little over disastrous. At best, she'll stop talking to me until a week passes. At worst, I'll rather not risk it. I'll never seen her angry. Outright annoyed, maybe, and even distracted at Ash, but never furious. What do they say again about happiest people when angered? Besides, it's really unfair to her after our little chat.
So, food then?
Food? Oh, I thought that was my stomach for a second. She seems relieved at the brisk change of subject, and as if this has been simply waiting for its cue at all time, her stomach rumbles at the mention of food. Rather loudly, as a matter of fact.
Alrighty, Missy. We're going to get some chow now. Better be quick, though. Can't have your stomach starting a revolution on us here.
Don't make fun of me. I'm not that hungry. Maybe a little. I didn't think I'd end up skipping dinner last night.
Yeah.
And now we have one starved stomach protesting. Sorry, it'll be nothing fancy, since I'm a little low on stocks. I should probably drop by the grocery store after the meeting this afternoon.
I can make a quick run for you if you want.
Nah, I've got enough to put together something nice here. Maybe. I
Maybe.
could always improvise if we're missing an ingredient or two. It ain't like we're going for a Michelin 3-star status here. Also, didn't I say you're a guest? Is this a Filipino thing? Or just Rebecca rubbing off on you?
Yes. The soft laughter that comes from her doesn't quite reach her eyes. Even the answer is neither. Because if she stays idle, she'll remember.
On second thought, I might need a little help slicing up the potatoes while I prep the ham.
Prep the
You up
ham.
for that?
Prep the ham. That's what she said.
What? Do you think instant noodles are all I'm about?
Yes.
I'll have you know I can cook a mean paella with my eyes closed. All my siblings love it.
Sure you can. Come on. I think I know what we'll do with those spare ingredients.
Okay, I'm a bit concerned. We've been having a good time. There's nothing creepy. There's no fucking ghost girl trying to kill us yet. I'm a bit concerned. Not gonna lie. Pills. Yum 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 yum. Despite the massive effort to keep the mood light with a small chatter, cooking ends up being a mostly quiet affair. Between us, the constant clapping of the knife against the board and the muffled noise from the television I left running, words have become surprisingly difficult to string together. Not mentally unusually, we had moments like this before, but definitely unnerving with how things are now. I really wish someone else would come knocking at the door. As pleasant as this is, breaking the ice or keeping a conversation going has never been my forte. That has always been Isabella or Rebecca's department, grinding before it fall in Pokemon. Nice, I believe in you. Sometimes Ash's alto most coming from his border on awkward or embarrassing. Speaking of the guy, he never did call back, and I'm willing to bet my entire yearly salary that he fell right back to sleep after that call. Nope, he's right at the door.
Sorry, Bella. Could you...
Yep, I got it. The potatoes are almost ready, by the way. I turned down the heat just in case. You might want to check on them, though. Hold on! I'll be right there! Sheesh! Wait up! If you keep rapping at the door like that, you'll break it down! Ash!
Oh, good. You're awake.
Ash has already welcomed himself in when I take my eyes away from the oven. Ash! You know, being really keen with the notice of coachiness after he warmed up to you? This guy.
Wow!
I mean, I agree. Ash is kind of wow. Oh, wow. All 13 of my locks, and he broke can attest to that. He's a good fellow, though. Maybe a tad bit standoffish at first glance, but he's trustworthy.
Don't you have work today?
I could ask the same of you.
I mean, look at his voice. His voice is enough, okay?
Hey, Izzy, man.
You're late. Something came up? You need to drop the Z-Man. It's getting old.
Sorry, I got caught with something at the precinct on the way here. Had to attend to that first before things got out of hand. I'd tell you about it, but you know how it can be with those kinds of things. Later, maybe.
And you're here because...
What? I'm not allowed to say hello?
I doubt you're here because of that. And you're not answering my question.
Ah, my bad. Forgot to mention that. He
No.
called earlier looking for you. Rebecca's worried because you
I
didn't come
keep
home last night.
right-clicking.
You could have called my cell instead.
You weren't picking up. Anyway, I'd really hate to cut this little get-together short, but I need to be somewhere else.
Why did you come?
Come on, Isabella, let's get you home. I'll drop you off on the way.
A bitch! We were cooking! We are cooking, bitch.
Wait, we're going now?
We are cooking. He lightly claps at her a hand on her arm and began ushering her out of the department, throwing a casual wave at me as they passed. Bitch! We were cooking! We were about to have food! Isabella, on the other hand, doesn't appear too fond of the idea. And sure enough, before they can even cross the threshold, he puts a firm foot down the four alone, enough to halt them both to catch their taller man off guard. It would have made for a funny picture. The way Ash almost crashes into her and Isabella giving him an ignorant pout over the shoulder. Surprise and confusion are in his face all at once, two things that rarely ever glance if he can help it. A rare moment even for our own small group. If only I have my camera with me, dang.
What is it?
Zach cooked something.
Yes!
If it's just food, I'll get you something on the way back.
What the fuck?
But the food! It's Zach's cooking. Real delicious food that actually tastes like food.
Yeah!
At least stay and have a bite, please. Zach, help me here.
Those twos, whenever they are in the same room, sometimes it feels like herding a group of unruly kids instead of talking to two mature adults. One moment they're engaged in a pleasant chit-chat, and the next they're bickering over a minor issue. I'll ask my friends. Is Ass in my friend list? What? Is Ash in my friend list? I don't know what you're saying. Frankly, if I didn't know any better, I have a reaction imagination. I'll say there's something going on. Never mind how utterly impossible that idea is. Or it might just be me reading too much into things like this. I can already hear Ash laughter if I so much as suggested church. I cooked up a feast. I know you're busy. I cooked up a feast.
I don't know about you two, but I think you guys should really stay.
Oh,
Already made enough
yeah.
food for all
They
of
both
us.
liked
It'd
that.
be a waste.
Yeah, bitch.
Why, I cooked up that special honey glazed ham you two keep on yapping about. Got some scalloped potatoes with onions and cheddar to go with it, too.
Buggo bitted. Buggo's bitted. I don't know what that says. Oh! That scared me. Why did that scare me? My heart stopped. The open time of dings. I thought it was a fucking sound alert for a second. I shoot the two of them a sorry look before startling over the kitchen, mittens in hand. The sweet smell of the gaze of the salty tang of melted cheese wafts through the air as soon as I open the door and take out two trays inside. The scent immediately fills the entire room, and even in the door, windows open, the mouth-watering aroma lingers. It's appealing enough that when I put the dishes down on the counter, another starved stomach protests loudly, followed by a burst of laughter. My head snaps up at the two of them. I can't keep back the smile at the slight they make. Isabella is clinging to the door frame for support, dumbled over with breathless laughter. Ash is more composed of the two, trying to look unconcerned, with a flush as crept up on his neck and cheeks. It's clear whose stomach that came from, and Isabella is not going to let him live this down.
You're in no place to reject an offer of free food, Frey.
Frey?
I wasn't rejecting anything. Damn it, I just missed a meal, that's all.
Ha!
Aw, he's flustered.
Shut it! Those guys at the precinct said it was urgent. Somebody has to be responsible for it.
Well, aren't you precious?
Right. You know, if you keep laughing like that, you'll burst.
I kind of want to dress like him. God damn, I love the outfit.
I'm sure it won't be as bad as your stomach suddenly rumbling like a starved.
Aye, kiddos, play nice. Food's gonna get cold if we keep this up.
Listen
Ash,
to
you gonna stay?
Zachary.
Might as well, since Scaredy Cat's so
You
hell-bent on
cosplay?
staying.
I mean, I would be down to cosplay the letter. Oh, this is cute. Oh, this is me in every household. Legs up, me. We've totally settled down after the food has gone served. The jibs replaced by another round of friendly chatter, mostly about what's on the news the night before. There is, however, consistent effort to avoid mentioning what's currently on headlines. Food! The dead is never a good topic to talk over food and politic company. This case is particular. The wounds are too fresh, too soon. I like food. I live off the rice. I likely avoid it as well, as if I wasn't in her position and someone I personally knew passed away in a gruesome manner like that. Rose. Perhaps the closest we got to broaching the topic is when the infamous mansion is brought up again. But even then, we are careful, Ash and I. We keep the conversation light and avoid bringing up her late business partner. It's the least we can do.
The rights? Yeah, they're planning to move in soon. In fact, they already have a housewarming party planned.
Yup.
It's why they wanted us to rush the papers. They wanted to send the invitations out as soon as possible.
Oh, now I get it.
Get what?
Remember what I told you last night about the new clients?
Vaguely? Sorry, I was a little out of it yesterday. Was it the photo shoot?
Yep, it's actually for the one you sold. Something. When you put it that way, I suppose it makes sense why my boss wants me to prioritize the couple. They can have those documents rushed at just a snap of their fingers. Then they're more influential than I initially thought.
I have a red sun in the sky stuck in my head, unfortunately. Ooh.
Man,
don't
I
remember
guess
the
my
song.
boss is expecting a lot more from this project than I expected. Hope I can live up to it.
Your photographs are more than good enough, Zach. You'd probably win an international award if you let yourself.
Yes.
Ma'am Hana's easy to please, too. As long as you're good at following instructions.
Easier said than done. Different clients have different tastes after all.
Still, a week? I don't think that's possible.
Now that you mentioned it, yeah. They wanted everything finished at the earliest. To be honest, it's not unheard of, but...
But it's still weird. Still weird, yeah?
A slip of the tongue. Still barely notable, to someone who's already familiar with Ash's way, yet in this moment it's impossible to miss. I shoot him a curious glance, but he ignores it. Rather pointedly.
I can't exactly say it's like that, where I'm just the middleman after all. As much as I want to comment on it, I only know what's on the surface, not the in and outs. It's just that BRC and my boss are more hands-on with the legal stuff this time.
I have
despite
no
having
idea
a
what they're
separate department
eating.
dedicated to it.
I got no idea. It looks like it's cheese, it has ham, cheese and ham. I don't know what else.
Maybe Mr. Wright helped with it too. They have their own legal team for this, don't they?
Well, they should have one. Especially for a big property like this.
They have, but like I said, it's off our hands. Rose and I don't handle this stuff in the office. If anything, to me, this just means I'll be able to send the rest of the funds to Papa's treatment earlier.
I guess that makes a whole lot of sense. Officially off our instant noodle diet, aren't we?
Ash, has anyone ever told you that you have an uncanny way of ruining the mood?
Kill him.
What? I was just saying. A few more months of stuffing your face with those, and I'm sure you'll start to look like a noodle cup.
I like that her face changed as well. I didn't realize when I'm moving my mouse, this is in the way. Give me a moment. Ooh, I've made myself smaller. Give me a moment. I just realized, and it was slightly annoying me whenever I looked back. There we go.
That's a pretty picture.
At least I don't live off convenience store food. Or make poor, unassuming pressure cookers explode.
What? How did you... Oh, come on, Zach.
Sorry, it just came up while we were cooking earlier.
I want to cosplay Luffy for Halloween. Who's Luffy? Do it. Who's Luffy? I don't know.
I'm impressed, Ashton Frey. You even made it to the news.
A one-time thing.
Luffy from
And it
One
wasn't
Piece.
as big as you
I
seem to
never
be
watched One
imagining.
Piece. My mom actually started watching it. It's pronounced Luffy. Ah, okay.
Oh, sure. Let's all pretend that one time you almost set my apartment on fire didn't happen too.
That's me.
Hey, that was an accident.
Monkey D. Luffy Legends. Okay.
You were making
Hero
a
of my
salad,
childhood.
Ash.
Can we please move on to a different topic?
It helps the casual talk, a harmless teasing, the modern stories interesting enough to let time pass unnoticed. And then childhood crush. Also, if you're going out Luffy, you should... Yeah, okay. By the time lunch ends, the shadow are no longer at full thought of my mind. It's the same for Isabella, for whatever troubles her. I can never tell. Those things, the anxiety, the fear, they aren't easy seen. It's easily forgotten after all.
You go on ahead. I've got a few things I need to ask Zach. I'll be downstairs in a minute.
Confusion briefly flashed in her eyes as he catches the keys he tossed over, but he doesn't give her an answer and wave for her to go ahead.
How sure are you I won't be driving away with your Shirley?
You don't even have a license. Do you even know how to?
Papa taught me how. I'm probably a better driver than you. See you later, Zach. Thanks for the food.
Always has to have the last word, don't you?
You're welcome. I'll send you the recipe for the potatoes tonight.
So it was a potato too with it. A grin is back on her face when she leaves and closes the door behind her. For a little while after we left alone, Ash goes wholly quiet, listening, wait for her remaining footsteps in the hall to fade. The earlier amusement is gone from his face, replaced from what I can only describe as trepidation. I know that looked all too well. When he's like this, he's expecting shit about to go down at some point soon.
That wasn't very nice, Ash. What was that with Isabella earlier? You're usually subtler with your questions.
Okie dokie, thank you for staying for so long. Thank you, and have a good day. The rest of the stream will be uploaded on YouTube if you do want to continue and see what happened. Or you can watch on Twitch. But thank you, have a good day.
They hired you.
Hired me who? Don't change the subject yet. What's really going on here?
The Wrights. Luke and Hannah Wright. You said your next gig is with them.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you for staying. Just helps the view count, you know?
Is that what this is all about?
Just be careful around them. You have no idea what you're dealing with when it comes to that couple. I'd rather you stay as far away from them as possible, but you're already here. Isabella's their real estate agent. Seriously, of all the people in Luxburn.
Okay. I guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
He nods, claps a confronting hand on my back, and turns to leave without another word. He's never been good with those. More often he fumbles with what he wants to say, but his actions alone are enough to tell me how grateful he is for the truth. He reaches for the knob as soon as he gets to the door, but doesn't turn it. Instead, he looks back and gestures with a head towards the table. I don't need to follow his line of sight to know what he's going to ask about. He's likely taken notice of it in the moment he enters the room.
You back on those? I haven't seen you taking them in a year.
Yeah, I kinda had to. It got worse after the film fest. The dreams, that is.
Oh, that's because the fucking demon is... The fucking ghost girl is cursed him, so it's got worse.
I don't think I'll be doing that again anytime soon.
Heard about that. Don't drop it, though. You don't want Becca scolding you. She actually enjoyed the movie you made, and she's hard to please. Consider that a small victory.
You don't have to tell me. She already did. Rebecca and Bella both gave me an earful after I said the opposite. Promised them I wouldn't, but you can never tell. Hopefully, once I feel better, I'll be able to think about it properly. Speaking of Bella, she didn't open up to me, but maybe with you and Rebecca.
Yeah, I'll try. I can't promise anything, but I'll talk to her.
Thanks. That's all I'm asking.
This time, when he reaches for the door, he lets it close, fully behind him without glancing back. By the way, do you like chocolate? Is that chocolate? Plain chocolate. By the way, do you like plain chocolate? It's French. It's a French thing. Then I don't know what I don't know the French thing. Bread. Oh yeah, I do. I know what that is. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. A metal drift sweeps into the room as I close the door behind him, slightly disturbing the paper on the nearby fridge. Note to self, translate all frozen food names. Yep. No, I'm just stupid. A lone note flutters to my feet, the letter on the surface glancing at me with a mood intensely. Emerald Mansion. Hannah writes, 11 a.m. with luxury living. After Ashton's warning, they all hold a different meaning now. Hey! So this is the 27th. So 27th is here, so we met Hannah. So we are here now. The next 2 days rushed by in a blur, altogether leaving a collective mess of work suddenly piling up and new unexpected acquaintances or friends. Depends on how you look at it, really. Either way, I'm stuck developing those photos at 3 in the morning to reach a deadline set by the overrated art director. Don't get me wrong, Julia has a vision and knows what he wants, but damn, he can be too slick sometimes. He's gonna find something in the pictures.
Doesn't matter when you couldn't sleep anyway.
There's nothing new in it, of course. After years of working as freelance photographer, it's simply something I have grown used to. Get to know people, build a client base, do good work, and cash in some late hours if need to. Rinse and repeat. It certainly takes a while to get some footing on the field, but it's the kind of thing that pays off in the long run, as long as you keep at it. By the way, when the stream finishes, I've sent selfies. Okie dokie, I'll make sure to check them out. I always check everything when I finish stream. Given enough time, you might end up with a big name on your client list. Names like the Wrights in particular. I never did pay much attention to them, but it's virtually impossible not to hear about them when a local news channel or paper has something to say on their name. A party here, a Christmas there. Sometimes it's a new business venture. Other times it's everyday gossip that typically follows popular people like them. What time is the stream going to go on until? Just curious. At the moment we've been streaming for 1 hour and 60 minutes. I'm trying to get 2 hours in the stream, so probably another 40 minutes, most likely. Another 40 minutes and then we'll end the stream, most likely. I'm waiting for the 2-hour mark. Sometimes it's a new business venture. Not in a million years did I ever imagine I would end up working in such a high-profile couple. I can stay for the whole thing. Okay, thank you. And between that and the fuss that comes with it, leaves me no time to ponder over whatever happens to Isabella or why Ash is so amid to we keep away from the pair.
They do seem like the good folk, though, despite the whole fame thing.
No, Luke is an asshole. Sure, there was a rumor running around years ago about him being involved with some business scandal. But like every gossip blown out of the protectable by the media, nothing came of it, and eventually it simply died down. Much is definitely left to be said for the husband, but I doubt the woman like Miss Wright would pick him if he doesn't have any good points at all. Miss Wright, Hannah herself, though. Aww. He's looking at the picture of her. She ain't particularly bad the way the press makes her out to be. The tabloid had it all wrong, that's for sure. For someone born with a silver spoon to her mouth, well, she ain't exactly what I was expecting. Among other things, the newfound friendship is what I least expected from her. But here we are. Although, with a life as public as the Wrights, no wonder it's the woman who often gets the crappy end of the stick. I can't help but feel sorry for her. She's a real nice person when given the chance. Heck, she might have even ended up friends with Becca and Isabel too, if they wasn't living worlds apart. Probably. The beep quickly pulls me back before my thoughts travel any further. One particular motion, I carefully place the wet print I'm holding on a drying rack and ambled over the makeshift dark room to get the last photos from the water bath. Inside the converted broom closet, the film processor let out another soft clack before going on its standby mode. I'm fucking say, there's gonna be something creepy in a photo. As its mouth alone photograph sits on the tray, barely visible for the lack of light. It's the last one tonight for the set for Miss Wright's request. I don't usually make this a habit, giving away stuff that is bad for business, no matter how well intended or glamorous you are. This inspection, however, she did treat me well, and I was a pleasant company all throughout the shoot. Even if she didn't ask, I would have probably given her a few prints just for the hell of it. Mrs. Wright ain't bad, such a bad subject matter to begin with. And maybe this is just me, but for someone who has everything at the palm of her hands, all the money in the world, a loving husband, and a plenty big mansion to call home, she's lonely. She doesn't just appear like it. It shows in a tone of her voice, how she moves, the most certainly in her smiles, always hidden behind the glamorous for the world to never see. Sometimes for people like her, small things like those help. A little reminder that the world can be kind too. JP, I haven't beat the forward by the next time I see you. You have permission to slap me. Okie dokie, I will slap you. I'll keep that in mind. I'll slap you. I won't say anything. I'll just walk up to you and be like, boom. Water drips from the paper as I blindly pick it up and gently lay it on another tray, holding a decent amount of photo flow. A few seconds under the solution is all needs before it's ready for drying. No good rushing this last one, even if my body is already screaming for some decent snooze. Yeah, I can't allow that one, sorry. But I will say, I don't know what the first one says. I don't know what that word means, but I had a warning on Twitch. You said a word and was unsure what you said. You said a word when you said you were gonna slap me. Oh, yeah, I was going to walk over to you without a word and just slap you. That's what I said. My hand fumbled for the light switch, moving towards it with a familiar which I fished for, squishing among the mess of tools on the drawer with the other. The bulb flickered twice before the glow settled and cast a soft light in the tiny space when I glanced back down, squeezing in hand, ready to finish the process and finally call it a night. I'm gonna check the VOD when it gets uploaded, show you what I mean. Okie dokie.
What on earth?
No, I'd fucking do it. Oh, fuck! That scared me! Oh, the fucking noise scared me. Oh, it's when the girl was, choking her. Her head is gone. Blurred and distorted beyond recognition either. The area completely smudged over, leaving no trace of the same sweet smile the good woman carried in all the perverted prints.
Damn, that was too careless.
A common mistake to make, of course, if one is necessarily enough to pick a newly preserved photo in the dark like I practically did. It has happened before, loads of time actually. But I still can't help but feel a small pang of frustration over one mistake a newbie would likely make. With a sigh, I reached up for the switch again, intending to develop a new one from scratch.
It could pass off for one of those supernatural pictures they show on TV, though.
It is! A memory clicks one curious thought in the sea of many, and short yet distant second from the day before. A glimpse is all I got, but it's enough to burn the image in my mind. There was a shadow. Oh my god. No. A woman. In her 20s or early 30s, maybe. But with how far gone her flesh alone has become, it's not possible to tell her at first glance. The skin itself has already taken a silky pale colour, rotten in most parts, blood dripping from every open gash and length of her body. Bony hands grip Mrs. Wright's neck like a noose, straining the skin underneath with a vibrant shade of scarlet. Nothing but malice filled the gleam in her eye.
Zachary?
Not for me, but for Miss Wright.
Zach? Is something the matter?
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something I saw. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
No, I fucking hate that. The memory alone is enough to make me wrench. So he did see the girl, and when she was talking, he was the only one who saw it. Okay. So it was still there when she was talking. The memory alone is enough to make me wrench. I brushed it off though. A tick of the eye, I told myself, or a produce of the heat. The weather has been unexpectedly warm recently, so it shouldn't be too surprising for such things to happen. And well, blaming this on the usually fragile of overworked brain, the weather or the temperature error on my part is far more convincing. It makes a whole lot of sense that the small voice inside my head whispers, the same tiny voice that only makes itself known when something afoul, the same one that learnt a curious ear to Isabella worries about the mansion. And with each second I spend staring at this photograph, the murmurs in my head only grows louder against my ears. Show the photo to Hannah, show the photo. Oh shit! Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I didn't know I had to give a choice. Oh god! This changes things. Okay. Hannah has already seen shit. Ash, he hasn't seen shit. He hasn't seen nothing. He's fucking blind. He's probably gonna be like, what the fuck is this? This is a prank? Hannah, I think Hannah should know. It gives her a better idea, like, yeah, there's something in there. There's something wrong. Plus, he was there. So he would know. Oh god. We're gonna give it to Hannah. Okay. Please, please be a good choice. Please be a good choice. I hate choices like that. I don't have an expression for what I saw yesterday yet. But when you're being there, seeing something enough to rinse the hills or the back of your neck or leaves you wanting to flee or hide, finding a more solid proof than a person's smudged off face on a photo is the least of my concerns. Ashton will undoubtedly give me a flag or saying that even considering Isabella's words or those silly tales about the display. Yeah, this is what I was saying. He will just say it's fake. It's not real. Nothing. Yeah. The guy is spectacularly through and through. It takes more than my account for him to even give this single thought. However, more than his appreciation, it's Miss Wright that I'm concerned about. Surely she must have felt something in if those shows on TV are to be believed. A touch of coldness in her neck, or maybe the feeling of being watched. That's what often happens, ain't it? Outside, the sun has yet to rise and still got a few hours before dawn. Good enough time to mull over, and I'll go about warning her. Plenty of space to check if I get the same result if I redo the process again. The film processor hums back at the life of my touch. The light switch gives out a soft click and the darkness embrace.
So now those urban legends don't sound so silly now.
Okay, we're telling Hannah. We're telling Hannah. I actually think I'm gonna end it here. I think this is a good spot to end. I think this is like a whole different thing. So I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna save before I forget. So we're gonna end the stream here. They will be posted on YouTube. Make sure to check it out. Give it a like if you have enjoyed. I know we're doing another stream of this this week. Just make sure to check on Discord in the news to see the timetable. I will be posting on YouTube. I forgot to do it today. But yes, thank you for joining. I shall see you next time. A good bye.